Before we get started with today, we'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the traditional owners on the lands in which we meet, the Ngunnawal Ngambri people. We would like to acknowledge that the sovereignty of this land was never ceded, and that this always was and always will be the land, skies, and waters of these people.
Smith, and I'm an undergraduate student in my second year studying the PhD Bachelor of Philosophy Science program at the ANU.
Hi, my name is Blake. I'm a fourth year Bachelor of Science student. I major in Science Communications and minoring in Chemistry, and with Japanese as an elective.
My name is Lilia. I'm an honors student studying Science Communication, and my research area is the representation of laboratories in popular film.
Science communications to me is the bridge between hard theoretical science and basically everything else.
Science communications is really about accessibility, and it's about making the excitement and the innovation and the interest of science accessible to a public regardless of your science literacy.
I see science communication as not what we know about science, but what we think we know about science and how we understand that. So why we know things about science, why we know what we think we know about science, if that makes any sense. Science communication was a great way to use my interdisciplinary background. I studied both ancient history and astrophysics as an undergrad, and I found that science communication was a great way to kind of marry the humanities and the science side of my background.
I chose to study science communication because personally I'm really into just talking about science and expressing it in different ways. You can express it in the media, on a conversational level, or even on a policy level.
I went into science communications because I already study science, and I really wanted to explore how to practically apply what I was learning in a public-facing role. I also loved that it was really interdisciplinary. It was combining aspects of journalism and English, and even a bit of IT as well as science, and that was a really fun way to be able to try a lot of different subjects within science communications.
We ask the big questions about science communication, and we're in education, we're creating the next generation of science communicators.
Yes, we are.
And in engagement, we are certainly doing some really interesting experiments in public engagement.
I'd agree with all of that, and I think the best way to find out more would be to come to visit the centre or look at our website.